It's time for Oskaloosa basketball on your home for the Indians. 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN and all over the world at RadioKMZN.com. Oskaloosa versus Norwalk in boys and girls basketball is presented by Fairway Stores, Mahaska Drug, Pella Printing, Craig Ford, Musco Lighting, Bank Iowa, Dr. Tom Bowie, Mahaska Bottling Company, Oskaloosa Area Chamber and Development Group, Gardner Collier Jewelry, Lighton State Bank, William Penn University, Hawkeye Real Estate, Robert Ald Investments, Cloud Valve Company, Penn Central Mall, Brooks First Decorating Center, Fred's Muffler Shop, TD&T Financial Group, Wendell Campbell State Farm Insurance, Oskaloosa Vision Center, and Community First Credit Union. It's time for Oskaloosa to take on Norwalk in boys and girls basketball on the No Coast Network. 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN and all over the world at RadioKMZN.com.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We are live at the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium. We are in the last home stretch of the season, and we are going to be seeing a couple of very competitive matchups, we think, in Little Hawkeye Conference action. It is the Oskaloosa Indians hosting the Warriors of Norwalk, two teams on both sides that are about the same spot in conference play, and would be a win for either of these schools in both of our games tonight would absolutely go a long way in restoring some confidence for these squads as they head into postseason play. My name is Emery Songer. My partner here is Doug DeCock. We are being helped with our partners here at Oskaloosa High School with their OVP program. I'd like to thank Kim Guile and everybody else that is helping out with that program as well, helping give you live HD video stream on MCG and on our websites, RadioKMZN.com and KBOERadio.com. Our first game tonight is two girls teams that have been struggling in conference play. Oskaloosa yet to win a conference game. In fact, they've lost their last 13 games on the season, but they're facing a Norwalk team that's without their leading scorer, Miranda Hughes, and they're 2-16 on the year, and their only conference win came against Oskaloosa, a 20-point win a few weeks ago. Doug, if Oskaloosa is going to get retribution for that loss, it helps that Miranda Hughes is out, but Oskaloosa has put together some of their better performances in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, coming into the Newton game, I thought they were playing really well. Newton, they did not play well, but they did not turn the ball over. So I think if they continue to not turn the ball over and then execute offensively, move the ball around, and knock down some shots, they got a chance to win this game tonight.
The boys' game to follow, Oskaloosa battled gamely on the road against a Norwalk team that is right around the same record. Both teams right around 500 overall. Norwalk is closer to 500 in conference play than Oskaloosa is, but Oski took the Warriors to the limit, and it took a last-second Luke Vasky free throw, which did the Indians in. Another one-point loss, a heartbreaker to come back from the Christmas break. But if there was a more desperate team than the Little Hawkeye, I don't think we could find one more desperate than Oskaloosa. After a 31-point drubbing against Newton on Tuesday, this team is going to be hungry for a win tonight.
Yeah, this is a big game for Oskaloosa. It's time to turn it around, so they're going to look to do that tonight against Norwalk, a team they had on the ropes over Norwalk. They had a 7-point lead, and their little freshman kind of went off on them and hit 3 threes in that second quarter. So this is a team Oskaloosa can beat. This would be a big confidence builder for them. We've got Albia tomorrow, so a chance to pick up a couple W's for the Indians.
Yeah, they have to win tonight, and then, of course, you have to take care of business. Albia did beat Oskaloosa last year in a meeting of the two teams. That was in Albia. Tomorrow's game will be here in this gymnasium as part of a girls-boys doubleheader and non-conference action tomorrow. And then, of course, Pella on the road on Tuesday. We'll take our first break here in the pregame show, and when we come back, Doug and I will dig into more of the stats here, and we'll get you ready for the tip-off. The girls' game getting ready to tip off in about 10 minutes or so. You're watching and listening to the No Coast Network.
When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, Bates Funeral Chapel provides a comfortable place to begin the healing process. Through tears and laughter, we merge a peaceful atmosphere with a passionate professional staff that is committed to creating a heartfelt and memorable experience. Whether traditional or unique, Bates Funeral Chapel, where service is more than just a word.
Baby, At Community First Credit Union, we've created a new look because we want you to take a closer look at us. See First can help you move forward with the technology you need to bank anywhere, anytime, and a team of experienced professionals dedicated to your success. Try us. Join us. Because at See First, together is better.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's the college visit?
You remembered. It's good.
Does it make the short list?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Knowing our clients personally is what we do.
It's okay. This is what we've been planning for.
And with over 13,000 financial advisors, we do it a lot. It's why Edward Jones is the big company that doesn't act that way.
Contact one of your local advisors today.
At Gardner Collier Jewelry, our goal has always been to provide you with the very best jewelry for your money. From plain gold wedding bands to the most exquisite diamond ring, Gardner Collier has it. Our huge selection is sure to exceed your expectations, and our service is second to none. From sterling silver fashion jewelry to the one-of-a-kind diamond fashion piece, Gardner Collier can fill your jewelry desires. For the very best value in fine jewelry, choose Gardner Collier, Quincy Place Mall, Ottumwa, and Penn Center Mall, Oskaloosa.
Welcome back in. We are live from the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium. Norwalk is getting ready to play the Oskaloosa Indians girls basketball to start things off. And Doug, we talked about it. These are two teams that have struggled mightily this season. Oski 2-15, 0-11 in the Little Hawkeye. Norwalk 2-16, 1-10 in the Little Hawkeye with that lone win, a 20-point win a few weeks ago against these Oskaloosa Indians. Now, Miranda Hughes, who had a nice game the first time these two teams met, we are under the understanding she is not playing tonight due to an illness. That hurts Norwalk, obviously, but Oskaloosa, having seen the regional pairings come out earlier this week, they have a home game. Even though they're 2-15, were awarded a home game against a young and winless Bondurant-Farrar team here in this gymnasium. What does that play into the psyche of Oskaloosa? Do they play looser now that they know that there's not a ton of pressure to worry about seeding?
Well, I think when you're Oskaloosa, this is a game they can win, and much like Tuesday night at Newton, they need to play well tonight. Having Hughes out for Norwalk is big. Norwalk seems to shoot the three-point shot a little bit better, so not having her around will help even up that statistic. But all the other stats are fairly even with her in the game, so losing Miranda Hughes is a big deal for Norwalk, their leading scorer.
If Oskaloosa has a big night from Alexis Westerkamp, they've typically played their best basketball, but there always needs to be a second player. Even against Newton, Marley Denberger showed some signs of life. Even though Oskaloosa didn't get the win and didn't necessarily play their best basketball, it was good to see a double-figure outing for Marley Denberger.
Yeah, that second half up Newton, she really took off. She only had 2 points in the first half, but I think she had maybe 10 in the second half to end up with 12 points. So Marley was shooting the ball. We like to see that. Alexis, if she just does what she usually does, the one thing they didn't do very well, I thought, up at Norwalk was play defense. And their defense Tuesday night was not very good. So it'll be interesting to see if they try to pressure Norwalk tonight or if they sit back in their little 1-3-1 zone.
We'll see what happens. We'll take a break, come back with the tip-off and the starting lineups. Girls basketball, Norwalk at Oskaloosa when we return here on the No Coast Network.
Everybody depends on internet these days. Cell phones, tablets, video games, streaming video, and computers all draw off the same source. Most services can't provide data fast enough to meet your needs for an affordable price. That's where MCG's Gigabit Internet provides the solution. Our all-fiber network allows near unlimited capacity and reliability, which means you can run more devices faster without losing any of the performance that you need. Mahaska Communication Group, Gigabit Fiber to the world.
Our roots are here in the middle of America, where humble beginnings can grow into great opportunities, where hard work and high standards are the key ingredients to success, where honesty and integrity matter, We're proud of our roots, proud to be a part of a community that shares our values, and grateful to our customers for giving us the opportunity to grow.
There's nothing like the right couch or recliner to make life good. The right mattress to help you get the best night's sleep. The perfect piece of furniture to bring people together. At Slumberland, we have friendly staff that can help you pick the perfect match for your life. We have America's favorite brands under one roof with interest-free financing and a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Don't let the good life pass you by. Go to Oskaloosa Slumberland today. It's a good life.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
Experience the Bruxforts difference. We aim to provide you with the best value and better service than can be found anywhere else. After 36 years, we're still as committed to our customers and our community as the day we first opened our doors. Please stop in and give us a chance to prove how important our customers are to us.
Welcome back in. You're looking live at the Norwalk bench if you're watching us in HD video, as you should be. If you can't make it out to the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium, you're watching in HD, high definition, on both RadioKMZN.com and on KBOEradio.com, as well as Channel 7 on MCG. You're seeing the teams take their spots at the free throw lines on either end of the floor, and it is, as customary here in Oskaloosa, the national anthem is played before the starting lineups are announced. So let's go ahead and take a listen in to the PA announcer and the playing of the national anthem by the Oskaloosa Pep Band. The national anthem live from the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium. And now it's time to meet our starters for either side here tonight. Of course, we start with Jill Martin and her Norwalk Warriors. As mentioned, not the best season for Norwalk basketball. As Shay Campbell. Campbell also had a nice game the first time these two teams met. There she is, number 10 for Norwalk, wearing their purple uniforms.
If I'm not mistaken, she was really quick.
And she came off the bench in that one. There is Anna Lair, a senior. She was gritty. She came off the bench as well in that first meeting. There's Gianna Belize. I don't even know if she even played that first match. It looks like Jill Martin has really adjusted her lineup. Belize mean, there's not a lot of scoring that Norwalk does. They're only averaging 36.7 points per game. There's Tori LaQuate. She was a nice hustle player as well. And then Haley Morosky. I'll be honest, a lot of these names don't ring a bell in terms of starters from the first meeting between these two teams, but we did see a lot of players enter the game and play big minutes, including some of the girls that are starting for Jill Martin's team here tonight. Let's go ahead and meet your Indians, the Oskaloosa Indians, and they will be starting pretty much the same 5. And it's Leah Van Manen, the senior guard. There is Lindsay Holmberg. Holmberg continuing to try to develop her game. She had just gotten herself back from concussions when she played against Norwalk the first time in early January. There is the senior Alexis Westerkamp. Westerkamp, of course, leading scorer for Oskaloosa, one of the better players in the conference at 14 points per game. Marley Denberger now being introduced.
Looks to me like Oskaloosa should have a little bit of a height advantage tonight.
Especially without Hughes in the lineup.
Yeah.
And here is Shalander Schilling, another senior. Remember, she got bopped in the nose pretty good on Tuesday, but as only Shalander Schilling can, came back, played really hard the rest of the game, and she is again in the starting lineup tonight as the Indians will look to try to get their first conference win of the season. Doug, any final thoughts before we get this one tipped off?
Well, it's a little chilly outside, but I think we're going to have 2 hot ball games in here. I look for both games tonight to be really close, and hopefully Oskaloosa can pull a couple wins out. The girls' game, you know, the Indians need to win this game, and they possibly could win tomorrow, as we mentioned earlier. So get a little confidence going into playoff time.
And as mentioned, they already know they have a home game, which at 2-15 you would not have expected, but the geography and the way the region's kind of balanced out, that is exactly what they got. Now, of course, it's not a favor that Pella is awaiting the winner of Bondurant Farrar and Oskaloosa, but still getting a home playoff game is a big deal, and Oskaloosa will be a favorite in that game regardless of the way the season pans out. But as you mentioned, you want to be playing good basketball when you go into that. As the tip is won by Oskaloosa, and Holmberg dribbles it into the front court for the Indians. Wearing white uniforms trimmed in maroon, Indians across the chest in block lettering. Here's Westerkamp, triple teamed as she receives a pass in on the post. Holmberg loses the handle, and it's knocked out of bounds. I believe it should go to Norwalk.
No, they give it to Oskaloosa. Norwalk sitting in a 2-3 zone. Looks like they're going to sag back in and make Oskaloosa beat them from the outside.
A catch and shoot for Westerkamp from 8 feet. I don't know about you, Doug, but she has basically been on fire with that shot the last couple of weeks.
Well, she does a great job of catching the ball, not bringing it down, keeping it up above her head, and just popping it right in.
Van Manen gets credit for the assists on the inbounds. Here's Norwalk wearing their purple uniforms, shooting at our left basket. Wild shot from Shea Campbell looking for contact, no good. Rebound Holmberg, and she'll hustle it up for the Indians, running the point. Here's Van Manen.
So Indianola switches their defense up. They're in a man now.
Norwalk, you mean?
Or I'm sorry, Norwalk. That's purple.
Indianola and Norwalk. Those are 2 different monsters. As there's Westerkamp pulling up from about the same distance and burying another shot.
And that's going to be a problem for Norwalk all night trying to guard her.
Here is a drive, tough shot off glass, no good. The rebound is loose, still loose on the deck, and eventually Westerkamp will dig it out. So a good start for Oskaloosa, and we'll see if it continues. Without Miranda Hughes out there, Coach Jill Martin's got her hands pretty tied. I know she wants to do some different things, but that's the centerpiece of your offense, and that's the centerpiece of your defense, because that's who matches up on Westerkamp. Here's Holmberg on the drive. She is fouled, and she'll have 2 shots. Couldn't have drawn up a better start so far for the Indians. 2 trips down the floor offensively, 2 baskets, and 2 good stops and quick possessions for Norwalk on the other end.
Yeah, you're right, Emery. This is exactly how they needed to start, give them a little bit of confidence. Norwalk looks like they're a little bit lost out there right now.
Holmberg misses everything on the first foul shot on the season, just a 38% foul shooter, but gets to the free throw line a lot, which is a promising sign for the young player. The foul was on Tori LaQuate, the junior's first. Second foul shot here from Holmberg is good. Good job bouncing back by Holmberg after the poor free throw. And it's 5-0 Oskaloosa, 6:40 to go first quarter. Here's Campbell, look at the speed she's got. Schilling picks her up. Now switching. Oskaloosa will see what they do defensively as they try to scramble around. Here's LaQuate, goes down low to Lair. Lair working on Westerkamp, tough shot, no good. Rebound by Morowski, but blocked by Westerkamp and grabbed by Van Manen.
Yeah, Marley's got to do a little bit better job in there and keeping her gal off the offensive glass, and Westerkamp able to pull down the loose ball.
Westerkamp a catch, turn and fire, left it short. Rebound to Gianna Belize. And quickly the other way, and that'll be a foul on Denberger. A running start that time for LaQuate, and she'll go to the free throw line for 2. And that time, nobody picked up the ball out of the backcourt and allowed a running start here for LaQuate, and she'll have 2 at the line.
Well, I really like Oskaloosa's matchups because their quickest player, Shalandra Schilling, can match up against Norwalk's Shea Campbell. So Oskaloosa's got good matchups in this game.
First free throw is good from LaQuate to get Norwalk on the board. I mentioned LaQuate was big off the bench in the first matchup between these two teams. She averages just 2.4 points per game, but there will be a lot of points to be had for Norwalk without Miranda Hughes and her 12 points per game in the lineup tonight.
Norwalk going with a little full court press.
This ball tipped and saved by Campbell. That should be an over and back. They did not call it. I was going to say, I mean, she clearly possessed the ball and then threw it into the backcourt.
I don't think I've ever seen a call quite that late. That was a 5-second delay, but at least they got it right. So.
And before anything crazy happened.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it was so. She was so confident in making that pass. You were kind of, you might have been tricked. Here is Denberger, tough shot, but she's going to draw a foul. And that time, Morosky, just trying to force her baseline, did everything right, just kind of reached in on the shot.
Well, a good job getting the ball down to Marley on the low block, and I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction. Oskaloosa is going to win this game.
Wow, pretty early. Pretty early to be throwing that out there.
I'm going to do it.
You know what happens when you say stuff like that, Doug. Second one up from Denberger, 1 for 2 at the line. She misses the second. Morosky the rebound. I'm just saying, Doug, it happens to me all the time. Quickly down there is Lair, a kick out. Here's the 3, way off the mark that time by Belize, and then the ball and the rebound saved out of bounds. It'll go to Oskaloosa. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that you might not be right.
I know.
I'm just saying I would not be.
Just by what I'm seeing here, I don't see how Oskaloosa, unless they don't hustle, they should be able to win this game. Travel.
And that's an over and back.
Well, or they get really sloppy like they just did.
Well, the thing is, that's the first time Norwalk has shown legitimate full court pressure out of a stoppage of play.
Yeah, they got on that over and back, they just about had a steal on it. And Oskaloosa's been doing a good job against full court pressure.
Yeah, this season has been a completely different story. As Holmberg pokes this away, the ball is loose, eventually grabbed again by Belize. Tries to get it to Lair, off her foot, back to Belize, and they'll rotate it back to Campbell. Campbell will dribble it to the left, drop it down for Morosky. Working on Denberger, kicks it out, works it around. Here's a long 3 left wing, just off the back iron by LaQuate, and Denberger in traffic pulls down a good rebound. Holmberg will walk it up, just past 3 minutes gone here in this first period. 6-2, Oski by 4. Here's Westerkamp over to Shalandra Schilling. She'll go baseline, pulls up, tough shot off glass, no good. And the rebound grabbed by Denberger, and then a foul on a reach-in as she tried to get it to Westerkamp.
Well, good rebound by Denberger underneath. She was almost too far under the basket. Good job by Westerkamp cutting to the basket and was able to get the ball and foul on the shot.
Foul was whistled on Gianna Belize. In and out on the first free throw for Westerkamp on the season. Almost a 70% foul shooter, has been good at the line this season. Has entered the game for the first time is Courtney Westvold, replacing Morosky. A lot of young players on this team, not a lot of seniors. Second one also no good. And the rebound pulled down by Anna Lair.
Yep, we're missing some free throws, turnover. Just need to play clean basketball here.
Here's Campbell. Look at her slice and dice. Too strong off the rim, however, or off the backboard. And a pulled down rebound by Westerkamp. She'll have a full head of steam. Poked away. She gets it back. Tough fadeaway shot, no good. And the rebound eventually falls into the arms of LaQuate, who will pick up the dribble as she gets into the front court. Westerkamp, good pressure, and they'll settle it down. Here is a nice drive, but leaving it short on the shot was Belize, and Westerkamp another rebound.
Well, Denver came and helped. I'm not sure what Oskaloosa was doing. Shalandra started out guarding her and just let her go there.
Here is Schilling at the top of the key, outside the three-point arc. Over to Holmberg as the rotation continues. Gets it down to Westerkamp on the block. Cross-court pass finds an open long 2 for Van Maden, no good. Rebound loose, and eventually pulled down by Belize.
Schilling needs to stay with Shea Campbell all over the court.
Here is a quick outlet pass, and can't make the layup The ball tipped out of bounds. It'll go to Oskaloosa. LaQuate, good hustle. Norwalk's getting in good position. They just can't finish around the rim. And with 3:40 left first quarter, Oski still has a 6-2 lead.
Well, they're beating them down the court. Oskaloosa's got to pick up the pace and hustle down the court. But control Shea Campbell in this game shouldn't be very close.
Here's a nice pass from Schilling. Finds an open Holmberg. She drives, looks for contact, doesn't get the call. And the rebound pulled down by LaQuate.
And
Long
there you go again.
Pass. And it will find Anna Lair, although Westerkamp nearly had a steal. Origer in the game for the first time, gets it down low, and a good defensive play that time by Marley Denberger, forcing a tough shot and getting the rebound.
We might see one of the lowest scoring games of the year here.
Well, Oskaloosa, a little out of control on the offensive end, and Norwalk, they're trying everything, but they're missing their leading scorer, and the key cog to their offense is Holmberg. Bothered on her jumper, no good. Origer the rebound. Quickly ahead, Campbell, a nice find on the drive. They missed another one. Then the block on the rebound, still loose, and it'll go out of bounds. It'll go to Norwalk.
Wow, I'm not sure what is going. I don't know if people need to get their second wind or what, but we are not getting back on defense. And Norwalk's getting nice looks. They're just not putting the ball in the hoop.
It was a good effort on the follow that time by Westfold, but Denberger said, nah-uh. Couple more subs. Campbell's got it, top of the key. Tries to drop it down low. Summer Smith knocks it away, and Oskaloosa gets the steal. Smith into the game for the first time along with Caitlin Smith. Caitlin Smith left open left wing. She'll pop the three, and that's short. Rebound Origer. That's the cleanest look Oski's had in a while, though.
Yeah, Schilling's out of the game, so look for Campbell to try to make something happen here.
There's a foul on the drive. Should be out on the side. I think they're going to get Smith on the hand check. That's her first off the bench. Just a second team foul. It's been pretty fluid action despite not a lot of baskets being made and not a lot of turnovers. Inbound pass, Origer finds a wide open Morawski, but she left it short, got it back, goes up short again, and the rebound to Summer Smith. And Morawski, I think she was surprised at how open she was on the inbound.
Well, Alexis just turned her back and forgot about the cutter coming there. She's got to help out on that.
Oskaloosa with the basketball. They're slowing it down a little bit this possession. Here is Van Manen. Over to Caitlin Smith. Flashing to the top to get the ball is Westerkamp. Over to Holmberg. Holmberg on the drive right side, and she draws contact. It's almost like she's trying to do that every time she goes to the rim, and she's done a pretty good job. She shot over 50 free throws on the season. It's about making the free throws for her and then learning how to finish some of these tough shots because she's not been getting the calls as much as I think she's hoping for.
Well, and one of the reasons she's not getting all the calls.
She makes the first.
Is because she's initiating the contact.
Right.
A lot of the time, so referees are not giving her that contact
It'd
call.
be real easy to bail her out every time because she's going 100 miles an hour, 100% on those drives.
Right.
There's not a lot of finesse in that drive right now as the second one is missed and Morawski pulls down the rebound. That's her fourth rebound already. 2 for 4 at the free throw line so far in the game for
Shea Campbell right here. This is the problem.
And then nice pass, but blocked by Westerkamp, and Holmberg pulls it out of there. Defensively, Oskaloosa's done a good job in recovery mode. Holmberg to the left wing. This is Smith. Smith drops it down to Summer Smith. To Holmberg, baseline, a little floater, and she's hit again.
You know, Alexis, she should be able to just dominate down there on the floor from what we're seeing. It doesn't look like Norwalk has any athletes that can match up with her. That's
the importance of the junior Miranda Hughes. 11.5 points a game is in and out this time on the free throw for Holmberg. 7-2, Oski the lead, 1:28 to go first quarter. Offensively, this is not the most stellar we've seen. Two teams play. Oskaloosa is still a 5-point lead, and second one is good. So she split all of the first 6 that she's shot from the line. She's got 3 in the game. 8-2, Oski, a 6-point lead, 1:24 and counting to go. Here's Gianna Belize. Belize drops it off for Origer. Knocked away by Westerkamp, and she gets the clean steal. She's going to drive. Origer comes from behind, pokes it away. It's loose, and there's going to be a foul on Holmberg trying to crowd Belize after she recovers the basketball. That's great hustle by Riley Origer.
Yeah, Alexis needs to just stop and hold the ball. She had 2 gals on both sides of her and really tried to force the issue a little bit too much there.
Westfold enters for Norwalk, replacing Morawski. Holmberg and Summer Smith exit in favor of Schilling. And Marley Denberger.
So Schilling back in. She can keep an eye on Shea Campbell.
She is picking up Campbell. Campbell gets a screen, and then Westerkamp switches onto her. They're switching everything here as Oskaloosa defensively, and it's worked so far. Here's Orger, top of the key, looking to pass, gets it over to Campbell, picked up by Van Manen. She goes on the drive. Oskaloosa collapses, but not before Campbell gets her first 2 points of the game on a floater. 45 seconds to go, first quarter, 8-4 Indians with the basketball. A little half or three-quarters court pressure from Campbell. Then a bad pass, knocked away by Anna Lair. Lair's going to drive all the way, fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2 as Van Manen will pick up the foul after the turnover. And we saw a lot of that from Anna Lair. I think she had something like 4 or 5 steals in the first meeting between these two teams.
Yeah, the problem there is that's a pass all the way across the court. They need to shorten that pass, that entry pass or wing pass up a little bit. Either Smith has to rotate over or Leah needs to dribble closer to where she's throwing the ball.
Lair makes the first free throw on the year, averaging just 3.5 points a game, a 43% foul shooter. Second one up and good. Looks strong there with 2. 8-6 now, Oski by 2. Just over a half minute to play in this first quarter. As this is knocked away by Campbell. Orger picks it up and lays it in. So just like that, it's tied. And another turnover. Van Manen just cannot find somebody in a white jersey. Belize blows the layup. And Westerkamp gets the rebound, but Leah Van Manen having some real struggles finding some teammates here.
Well, I think all Norwalk's doing is running a man press and just trapping right away out of it.
Misses a shot. Schilling the rebound, has it blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Indians. This is pretty fast-paced action, all things considered. It's just not a lot of skill putting it in the hoop.
Well, 6 points for Norwalk in the last, what, 40 seconds?
Yeah. Here's Schilling out of the inbounds. No time on the clock. Oskaloosa didn't get a shot up, although Westerkamp about a second later buries a mid-ranger. And after what was kind of a fast-paced first quarter with very little scoring, 8-8 our score. We'll take a short break and be back with the second quarter after this on the No Coast Network.
Lighton State Bank understands that everyone's financial needs and goals are different. That's why it's essential for you to bank with a local bank that knows you personally and professionally. Lighton State Bank is that bank. They understand your financial situation and work diligently to help you reach your financial goals. They're committed to working with you and for you every step of the way. Lighton State Bank, serving you from Lighton, Pella, and Monroe. Grow strong with us, member FDIC.
My dearest sweetheart, I love you more than the flowers love the sun, more than peanut butter loves jelly, more than my mom loves sappy movies. But please, please do not get me another appliance for Valentine's Day. Make it easy and visit Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa. Pick me out a willow tree figurine, a bracelet or necklace from Da Vinci Beads, the perfect American greeting card, an adorable little plush animal, and a lot of Russell Stover chocolate. Nothing will prove your love to me more than a gift from Mahaska Drug. Go now, my sweet. Go to Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa.
After an interesting first quarter, Oskaloosa really sloppy to finish out the period, and Norwalk finds a way to get back even, scoring 6 points in the last minute of play or so. And there's a bad pass by Campbell, stolen away by Caitlin Smith, read the pass nicely all the way and draws contact. She'll go to the line. But that's kind of what we saw, some sloppy play. There wasn't a lot of turnovers dug in the first quarter until the last couple of minutes, especially for Oskaloosa. And we didn't see great offense. It was just Norwalk taking advantage of Oski mistakes. They got this game knotted at 8 points apiece.
You're right, Emery. It was a lot of mistakes in the last minute of the game. The press, which hadn't been hurting Oskaloosa, did in that last minute.
First free throw for Caitlin Smith was good. It was Riley Orger who picked up the foul for Norwalk, her first, and that's the team's 6th. Second one no good. And the rebound pulled down in traffic by Courtney Westvold.
If I'm Oskaloosa and I get the rebound, I get the ball to Westerkamp and clear out and let her bring the ball down.
Here's Campbell guarded by Schilling. An interesting matchup. One of the shortest players out there against one of Oskaloosa's tallest, battling it out due to their quickness. 9-8, Oski by 1. Early second quarter, there's a good read defensively by Schilling. She picks up the steal. She's going to go the distance, and she's going to draw contact.
She is fearless.
She doesn't care.
She took off from way out, and she was going 100 miles an hour and picked up the foul. So 2 shots for Shalander and a good defensive read, as you mentioned, on the back cut.
Well, that time, it just took Orger a hair too long to read that particular pass as Schilling in and out on the first free throw. The foul whistled on Anna Lair, her first, team 7th. But Schilling did a great job noticing that it was taking long, kind of hid in the tall grass and was able to get the steal. And as you mentioned, I mean, that's one part of her game that she's absolutely improved, is her ability to dribble and with the basketball beat some players down the floor. Made the second foul shot, 10-8. Oski by 2, 7-10 and counting first half. Here is Campbell. Gets it to Westfall outside the arc. They're going to dare her to shoot. Not much of a shooter. Gets it over to Orger, guarded by Westerkamp. Some really odd matchups here.
Well, they're switching on some.
Here's Belize. She'll step back, shoot a free throw line jumper, no good. And Westerkamp tips the ball, but Lair in good position is going to be able to draw a foul on Holmberg as she was trying to battle for the rebound. I believe that's Holmberg's first. No, that's her second, my mistake. Team's fifth. Soraya Strover's under the game. She'll replace Holmberg. Foul on the floor.
So Oskaloosa picks up a quicker player right here in Strovers, as Holmberg has to go to the bench with 2 fouls and 6:40 left in the second quarter.
Here is Norwalk in the front court. This is Belize taking on a bigger role in this game than she did in the first meeting due to Miranda Hughes being out with an illness. Here's Campbell, drops it down to the lower block. Orger amongst the trees, kicks it back out. Campbell drives, leaves it for Westfold, who makes a nice catch and lays it in. Timeout, Jill Martin, she wants a 30. This is what I'm talking about, though, because they are pesky. Most of these girls aren't necessarily what I would call basketball players. A lot of these girls are really good softball players, really good volleyball players. But when they're out there, they're going to go 100 miles an hour, and they're going to try to create mismatches even without their best player. What have you been seeing from them to stay level with a healthy Oskaloosa team?
Well, what Oskaloosa did there, I do not like. Caitlin Smith ended up guarding Campbell. If I'm Coach Kaizen, I just say either Westerkamp or Schilling, you do not leave Campbell, because she creates with her dribble drive and then is be able to find an open player underneath.
Westerkamp lobs it ahead to Caitlin Smith, who has her pass tipped away and stolen out of the backcourt. This is not the press break we are used to seeing, as Lair gets credit for the steal. Here's a drive by Orger, but she loses it, and that's taken away by Soraya Strovers. She's quick enough to go the distance, and I think she's going to get called for a travel indeed. She was kind of pestered as she tried to pick the ball up to do a little floater or try to draw a foul, and while she was juggling the ball, took one too many steps and turned it right back over. So the team's exchanging turnovers here. I now have 6 for Norwalk and 8 for Oskaloosa in the turnover department. We're tied at 10, under 6 to play in the first half. This is a fast-paced game for 10-10. I will tell you that. Shea Campbell outside. She's picked up by Strovers here. That's not a terrible matchup for Oskaloosa either. Here's Belize. She's picked up by Caitlin Smith, and she'll get it to Westfold. Oskaloosa defensively kind of messing around with some things here.
Well,
kind of a 2-3 zone almost, it looks like.
Yeah, and Caitlin just switched with Marley.
They leave Orger open, wide open from the right wing for 3, and she's off target. Rebound Campbell, and a nice pass to save it to Belize to keep it on this end. Go ahead, Doug.
Well, I think you got to be careful with all this switching.
Orger loses the ball, trying to draw contact, and goes out of bounds. It'll go back to Oskaloosa as now Van Manen re-enters to replace Strovers. 5:13 to go first half, 10-10. It's just sloppy basketball both ways.
Yeah, you've got too big a difference in height and also quickness with some of the players on Oskaloosa.
Another poor pass here, but it will find a way to get in the front court for the Indians and Caitlin Smith. Smith gets it to Van Manen to set it up in the half court. Oskaloosa hasn't had a legitimate front court possession for a while now. Here is Denberger. Denberger missed a wide open. Schilling takes a tough shot, can't get the roll. And the rebound pulled down by Belize. Norwalk's rebounding very well as well here, despite not having a height advantage on really any position on the floor. Here's a nice pass on the baseline, but nowhere to go for Lair. She'll kick it out. Campbell left wide open for 3 and misses it. She's a pretty good long-range shooter. Caitlin Smith gets the rebound. On the season, one of their more prolific three-point shooters, but sitting just under 30% on the year from downtown. Here is Westerkamp, 16-footer on a tough catch. That's off the mark. Denberger tips it, but again, Belize chases down a rebound.
Well, Westerkamp had a chance to take a couple dribbles after her defender flew by, but pulled up from 15 and just couldn't knock it down.
She has been very good at just pulling up on a dime and making shots the last couple of weeks, so Oskaloosa just looking for some semblance of offense here. Underneath, running out of time on the 3-second block by Denberger. The rebound eventually pulled down by Lair, but good defense by Marley Denberger the last couple of games. We've really seen her step up on the interior. She had 3 blocks by my count against Newton. Here's a long 3, and that's buried from Orger. And now Norwalk a 13-10 lead. Good press break this time by the Indians. Smith dribbles it into the front court. Nearly has it taken away, but gets it back to Van Manen to set up the half-court offense. Smith left alone, right wing 3, she answers.
Well, Oskaloosa needed that. They were leaking some oil.
And I think there was a whistle for some reason. I think the referee on that far side, I think he thought he heard Coach Kaizen call for a timeout.
And sometimes coaches will yell something similar, and that does happen when you're refereeing.
So they give the timeout back to Oski, and we're back underway. Here's Belize. She stops on a dime, gets to Lair, poked away, but she gets it back. Tough shot over Westerkamp, and she draws contact. They are not shying away from going inside, despite not having a size advantage on any spot on the floor.
No, and Norwalk's dribble drive, when they dribble drive, their bigs are open and getting the ball. So we've got to stop the dribble drive out front.
3:16 to go. First free throw from Anna Lair, in and out. She made her first 2 in this game. That's the first foul on Westerkamp, 6th team foul. Turnovers are almost similar. Fouls are almost similar, just both offenses have not been very good. As a jump ball, we'll go to Oskaloosa as Caitlin Smith forces it after Orger gets the offensive rebound on Lair's second missed free throw. And Coach Kaizen will indeed call a 30-second timeout. 3:14 to go, first half, 13-all. We'll take a quick break. Be back with more after this on the No Coast Network.
If your savings and investments are sitting on the bench instead of meeting your goals, call timeout to examine your investment lineup. Your game plan should include getting some investment advice from an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 20 years of experience in Oskaloosa and southern Iowa. I would like to assist you with your investment strategies. Call 673-9448 or toll free at 1-800-444-AULD.
13 apiece. Not been a clean game. Both teams pretty even in fouls, turnovers, and poor shooting, both at the free throw line and from the field. And Oskaloosa is going to settle in a 1-3-1 3/4 court pressure being instituted here by Norwalk, kind of backing off that full court pressure we were seeing most of this quarter. Here's Westerkamp, finds Van Manen. She'll take a 3 right wing, and that's just long. That'll be a push on Caitlin Smith as she tried to get the weak side rebound.
Yeah, when the ball went to the wing the first time, I'd like to see Alexis slide down the side of the lane. She just stood at the elbow there and got the ball back. But if she slides down the lane, she'll be able to get some bunnies underneath.
3 minutes on the dot left to go here in this quarter. That being the 7th team foul and a loose ball foul. It'll be free throws for Anna Lair on this side, at least a 1-and-1. Into the game to replace Westfald is Haley Morosky. Front end of the 1-and-1 from Lair is no good, and Denberger a good rebound. Marley's playing some inspired defense and doing some good rebounding as well. That's her 4th rebound of the first half. That's kind of what we were trying to see from her as the season wore on. Nice pass from Westerkamp on a kick out, and just missing the bank shot from 3 was Caitlin Smith. The rebound to Belize, that's her 5th. Quickly Campbell dribbles up, thought about the 3, gives it to Orger. She'll drive now, slices and dices and draws contact, and she'll go to the line for 2 more.
Well, that's what we was talking about a little bit ago. Dribble drive from the perimeter is killing Oskaloosa, whether it's fouling or dumping off to the big gals inside.
Front end of this 2-shot foul on the shot was Orger, and she misses the first. So, as I mentioned, free throw shooting hasn't been strong for either side. Shooting in general hasn't been strong for either side. Both teams are pretty equal in in turnovers and fouls as Orger makes the second. She's got 6. Hosky breaks the press, trailing by 1, 14-13. Schilling gets fouled, and she'll go to the line. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but when she was a sophomore and getting a lot of playing time, forgive me, as that's the 3rd foul now on Morosky. Forgive me for feeling kind of skeptical. She just seemed like an energy player. But I think she's surpassed being an energy player at this point. She's one of Oskaloosa's 3 best offensive options at any given point to give the basketball and at least let her try to create something. She hustles more than almost anybody out there on either team, no matter what the game, no matter what the situation. And defensively, she really plays as well as we see anybody play in the conference, and she makes both free throws here to give Oski the lead.
Well, and I've seen her offensive improvement just throughout this year. You could just see her getting better and better.
It's exciting, and I mean, nobody's out there working harder than she does. As Orger on a little weave gets the ball, it's a tough pass, and Denberger another block, and that'll be a jump ball as Caitlin Smith tried to get the rebound, but Marley Denberger now 3 blocks in this game and 4 rebounds in the first half.
Yeah, she's getting a lot of action in there because they're getting the ball in there also.
That's a different way to look at it, Coach. Oh, they're going to give it to Oskaloosa.
Well, the arrow's pointing to...
That should not be correct because the last jump ball went to Oskaloosa.
Well, this brings up an issue with that arrow. Is that arrow pointing towards the basket or towards the team?
Well, it's always pointed toward the basket, but the scorer is taxed with remembering to flip that arrow and making sure it's flipped correctly.
And we won't mention that guy's name.
I don't even know who it is.
I do. Let's see. Can we figure it out?
The man in the stripes working on it. It should be Norwalk basketball.
Well, it's got the arrow on the scoreboard pointing to Oskaloosa, and the arrow on the court pointing towards Oskaloosa's basket.
But the last jump ball went to Oskaloosa, so it should be Norwalk basketball, right?
I can't remember.
Come on, Doug. You're not that old.
I'm old enough.
Well, they're going to talk this over. Let's reset quickly. 2:16 to go in the first half. Oskaloosa 15, Norwalk 14. We appreciate you for joining us. Watching us live on MCG Channel 7, also on RadioKMZN.com and KBOERadio.com. You're also listening to us live on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN. So, let's see exactly what the official word is here, and they're going to give it to Oskaloosa. So, mark that one down. That might be a break for the Indians. Let's see if they can capitalize. Summer Smith's got it out of the inbound, gets it back to Denberger, gets it to Schilling. Schilling will dribble it up, get it ahead to Van Manen. Westerkamp not on the floor for the Indians at this point. Van Manen pulls up from 10, no good. Denberger on the offensive glass gets the rebound and the putback.
Yeah, nice job by Denberger hustling down and getting the rebound.
She's looking as active as we've seen her all season long right now. Here's Orger. She's going to drive in, leaves it perfectly, nicely done. Finds Laird, who kind of slipped in the back door.
And they're right into that 1-2-1-1 zone full court press.
Denberger to Schilling. Schilling lobs it ahead to Caitlin Smith, and she'll wait for Van Manen. Van Manen gets it, rolls in, long on the rebound, and it's knocked out of bounds by Summer Smith over to Norwalk. That's a good press break from Oskaloosa. Just they couldn't get a good angled shot to the backboard.
Well, that's 2 times in a row. I mean, they figured out. They've been breaking this press. I think Norwalk's better off with the man-to-man press trapping.
They were generating a lot of turnovers out of that. Here is Campbell, leaves it for Orger. She drives, kicks it out. Belize shoots a 3, no good, but it bounces right to Westfold. She misses the layup, and the rebound to Denberger, her 6th of this first half.
6, okay.
Doing some work down there, Doug. Here is Denberger, top of the key. She spots up 3 from the top of the key, leaves it just short, and the rebound to Anna Lair. And now, the race is on. Van Manen makes Campbell have to wait a second, but she just goes a different route and lays it in anyways. And then the pass comes into Caitlin Smith. Smith breaks the press, getting it to Schilling, and Oski's got numbers again. Here's Schilling all the way. Too strong off the glass. She gets it right back, though, goes back up. Too strong again. Orger clears the rebound.
Well, Oskaloosa's got Westerkamp on the bench, so they're hanging in there.
Campbell left open, right wing 3, go!
Campbell gets loose for a quick 5 points.
Westfold picked up what was a loose ball in the middle and shot it out over to Campbell, and she buried the 3, making Oski pay, and it's Norwalk 21, Oski 17. Some mistakes for Oskaloosa defensively and missed opportunities offensively have prohibited Oski from really stretching this thing out, as there's a nice drive and a lay-in off the glass by Shalander Schilling. She's got a team high 5. 12 seconds left in the half, 21-19, Norwalk by 2. They have the basketball with 5 seconds left now. Orger steps back, tries to get it inside to Laird, she does, and then Denberger erases it, and it'll stay down here with Norwalk. 4 first half blocks for Marley Denberger. 1.7 on the clock. Norwalk's got to draw up a catch and shoot. Looking to inbound. And there's going to be a warning on Summer Smith, who stepped on the out-of-bounds line.
Now, if they run this out-of-bounds play, if your gal is screening, you've got to help off. Marley's got to stay home.
Yeah, she has stayed home and did a good defensive job, but Lair does pick it up, but not before the buzzer buzzes. You called it. Denberger stayed right at home, right in the middle, and Oskaloosa is able to get out of the first half with no further damage done. Norwalk, though, hits a couple of threes in the second quarter, and they get a lead. It's 21-19 after one half of play. We'll take a break. Come back with your halftime show with some statistics after this, right here on the No Coast Network.
When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, Bates Funeral Chapel provides a comfortable place to begin the healing process. Through tears and laughter, we merge a peaceful atmosphere with a passionate professional staff that is committed to creating a heartfelt and memorable experience. Whether traditional or unique, Bates Funeral Chapel, where service is more than just a word.
At Community First Credit Union, we've created a new look because we want you to take a closer look at us. See First can help you move forward with the technology you need to bank anywhere, anytime, and a team of experienced professionals dedicated to your success. Try us. Join us. Because at See First, together is better.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's the college visit?
You remembered. It's good.
Does it make the short list?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Knowing our clients personally is what we do.
It's okay. This is what we've been planning for.
And with over 13,000 financial advisors, we do it a lot. It's why Edward Jones is the big company that doesn't act that way.
Contact one of your local advisors today.
At Gardner Collier Jewelry, our goal has always been to provide you with the very best jewelry for your money. From plain gold wedding bands to the most exquisite diamond ring, Gardner Collier has it. Our huge selection is sure to exceed your expectations, and our service is second to none. From sterling silver fashion jewelry to the one-of-a-kind diamond fashion piece, Gardner Collier can fill your jewelry desires. For the very best value in fine jewelry, choose Gardner Collier, Quincy Place Mall, Ottumwa, and Penn Central Mall, Oskaloosa.
Welcome back in. We are live from the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium. It's halftime. The girls' basketball game. First quarter pretty sloppy. Second quarter, the offense has started to kind of figure it out a little bit. Weird sources of offense as well. Alexis Westerkamp only sitting with 4 points. She scored the first 4 points of the game total and hasn't been really heard from since. Oskaloosa still within two, 21-19. 21 points for a team in Norwalk that typically scores only 36 a game, and they're missing their leading scorer tonight. A lot of weird stuff happening, but 21-19, Norwalk has a 2-point lead despite being without Miranda Hughes. What has worked for them, especially in that second quarter?
Well, what worked for Norwalk was going into their press, and Oskaloosa started making some turnovers, and Norwalk was turning them into buckets there at the end of the first quarter and then into the second quarter. But Oskaloosa has got to get the ball to Alexis Westerkamp. She needs to have a touch or two almost every time down the floor, and I look for that to happen in this second half.
All right, we'll see if she's able to do that. If you're looking at statistics, Shea Campbell leads all scorers. She a guard for Norwalk, ended up with 7 points. Also had a couple of steals, but her quickness is really a neutralizer. Shalandra Schilling has done a decent job of trying to stay with her, but Oski's defense has been moving around, switching on her. She has done a good job of trying to get in the paint and trying to leave it for one of the bigs as she gets to that big who has to step up to stop her from driving to the rim.
Well, now, if I'm Oskaloosa, I don't switch off of her. I leave Shalandra Schilling on her or Alexis Westerkamp, and I just say we're not switching whenever she gets a screen. They got to hustle over it, or you hedge it and they get back to her. They can't switch with some of their other players because Campbell's just too quick for them.
Well, she's too quick, and she also has 7 points. Also, Riley Origer off the bench has 6 points. 4 points for Anna Laird. Gianna Belize did not score, but had a team-high 5 rebounds. 2 points each for Tori LeQuate and Courtney Westfold. Turnovers you mentioned, but it really wasn't that big of a difference in terms of the team's turnovers. It was just the type of turnovers they were. Oskaloosa was unable to capitalize on the turnovers they were generating, whereas Norwalk were getting points out of the turnovers when they were getting the ball back out of the backcourt. Oski only has 1 more turnover in the first half, 8-7. And really, that's not that bad when you're considering what these two teams typically do in turnovers.
No, and it's been quite a while since we've seen Oskaloosa turning the ball over in the backcourt. You know, we've seen them get the ball up, break the press, and then turn it over in the front court. But tonight they were making that mistake in the backcourt, and it was hurting them.
Yep, and that's exactly where a lot of the points in that late first quarter, as Doug alluded to, occurred. Just bad passes that led to open layups because they didn't really have any floor they had to cover. Finally, scoring-wise for Oskaloosa, 5 points for Shalandra Schilling. She leads the way. 4 points each for Caitlin Smith and Alexis Westerkamp. 3 each for Lindsey Holmberg and Marley Denberger. Denberger also, by the way, 6 rebounds and 4 blocks in that first half. She has been as active as we've seen her all year. We'll take another break, come back with the second half of basketball as Norwalk leads Oskaloosa in girls basketball 21-19. Watching and listening right here on the No Coast Network.
Everybody depends on internet these days. Cell phones, tablets, video games, streaming video, and computers all draw off the same source. Most services can't provide data fast enough to meet your needs for an affordable price. That's where MCG's Gigabit Internet provides the solution. Our all-fiber network allows near unlimited capacity and reliability, which means you can run more devices faster without losing any of the performance that you need. Mahaska Communication Group, Gigabit Fiber to the world.
Our roots are here in the middle of America, where humble beginnings can grow into great opportunities. Where hard work and high standards are the key ingredients to success. Where honesty and integrity matter. We're proud of our roots. Proud to be a part of a community that shares our values, and grateful to our customers for giving us the opportunity to grow.
There's nothing like the right couch or recliner to make life good. The right mattress to help you get the best night's sleep. The perfect piece of furniture to bring people together. At Slumberland, we have friendly staff that can help you pick the perfect match for your life. We have America's favorite brands under one roof with interest-free financing and a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Don't let the good life pass you by. Go to Oskaloosa Slumberland today. It's a good life.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
Experience the Bruxforts difference. We aim to provide you with the best value and better service than can be found anywhere else. After 36 years, we're still as committed to our customers and our community as the day we first opened our doors. Please stop in and give us a chance to prove how important our customers are to us.
taking a look at the pet band and student section here at the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium. We are just past the top of the 7 o'clock hour. You are watching us live on RadioKMZN.com and KBOERadio.com. You're also checking us out on Channel 7 on MCG in Oskaloosa. If you're listening to us terrestrially on the airwaves, 99.5 FM, AM 740, KMZN. Getting ready to start the third quarter. It's Norwalk 21, Oskaloosa 19. Competitive as we figured it would be between two teams in the bottom of the Little Hawkeye Conference, but two teams that are looking to try to improve with some youthful rosters and some girls that are starving for a conference win. Norwalk's only conference win coming into tonight was against Oskaloosa at home 3 weeks ago. Oskaloosa yet to win a conference game. They're going to need a good second half to get it done. Norwalk basketball to start the action here. Emery Songer alongside my partner, Doug DeCock, with help from the OVP program here at Oskaloosa High School. Here are the Warriors of Norwalk. Here is Tori LeQuate, and that's Belize. Gets it to Campbell, left wing for three. That's off the mark. Anna Lair, a good offensive rebound, however, keeps it in the hands of the Warriors. They rotated around for another three. This one from Belize, no good, and chased down and corralled by Shalandra Schilling. Oskaloosa shooting at a left basket here in the second half, wearing white uniforms trimmed in maroon. Norwalk is wearing purple uniforms trimmed in silver. Here's Denberger, tough shot off glass, no good. Rebound is loose, and it's kicked out of bounds off of Schilling. It'll go to Norwalk.
Well, that's exactly what Oskaloosa's got to do. Denberger and Westerkamp have got to touch the ball on offense. On defense, I like that they were not switching off of Campbell. Now, they're going with a full court zone. I'm not sure that this is a good idea.
We'll see if it is. Campbell nearly traveled, gets it back after a handoff. She's got it. She is guarded by Schilling. Schilling is absolutely running through all the screens now. And rotated over to Belize, who steps into the lane, kicks it out to Campbell. Campbell gets a running start as she lost Schilling, got it to Lair. Lair tries to kick out, does. Long three, left off the mark, and it'll go out of bounds to Oskaloosa. Belize, she's had a quick trigger. If you're looking at her on the season, 16 for 40 from three, which is 40%, not super high volume, but she's shot plenty tonight and has yet to make one.
Well, I think they're just searching for some offense from somewhere.
As there's a little foul as Van Manen was trying to tightrope the sideline.
Although they did score 21 points, which is ahead of their season average.
Yeah, they averaged just under 37 a game, and they're without their leading scorer. Sometimes less is more, though, especially when you're playing a team like Oskaloosa that has trouble defending a lot of the time, as the foul was whistled on Anna Lair, her second. Here's Holmberg. She'll drive all the way to the lane. Left-handed layup, left it just short. Rebound Westerkamp, and she'll score it.
Wow, the ball got tipped on her way up, and she was able to just kind of push it up there.
Did you see Holmberg's shot, though? That's as much touch as I've seen her use around the rim.
Yeah, good point, because a lot of times she's clanging it off of there pretty hard.
So good to see her make an adjustment with that. Here's a tough floater by Campbell. Doesn't get the roll. Rebound is loose. Holmberg lucky not to pick up a foul, and eventually the loose ball fall into the hands of Shalandra Schilling.
So we're 2 minutes in. Norwalk is yet to score. I like what we're doing defensively.
There's a tough pass, and Campbell makes a nice save. She'll have a breakaway lane, misses it.
Oh, my.
It's that kind of night for the offenses we've seen here.
Left-handed layup. She just hit the bottom of the rim on it going up.
Game situations. As Lair just takes that away from Holmberg, and they'll call a jump ball. It'll stay with the Indians. Holmberg and Schilling, no surprise, both on the deck trying to save possession there.
Well, Westerkamp setting a ball screen. She needs to roll off of that ball screen a little bit sooner instead of standing there. Just right when she gets by, needs to roll.
Here's Westerkamp, gets the handoff, or the inbound rather, fakes a handoff and rises up from 5 and hits. That's just, that shot has created her problems her first couple of years because she would always travel while she'd get into that shot. Well, this year, that has been absolute money. There's a kick out. Another miss, this time from Belize. I think Jill Martin said at halftime, Gianna, we need you to shoot some threes. Stretch this defense out, but she hasn't been able to hit any of them so far. 23-21 Oski by 2. Here's Denberger, tough shot off glass. No foul call, no good. And rebound Lair. And again, Westerkamp and Schilling right there on the pressure, forces the jump ball. It'll stay here with the Warriors, but good hustle by the Indians.
Good job by Schilling going to the offensive glass. She didn't get it, but she was hustling in there for the rebound.
Into the game is Riley Origer. She replaces Haley Morosky, who's playing with 3 fouls. She's on the bench now. Here's Origer over to Belize. Thought about the 3 instead of dribble to the free throw line. Holmberg knocked it away, gets it back. Origer from way downtown. Can't get the roll. The rebound, Anna Lair just pesky. gets the rebound, saves it. Nice pass by Campbell, and a lay in that time by Tori LeQuate. And then a traveling violation on the inbound. 23 all, and another backcourt mistake via turnover by Oskaloosa, their 10th turnover of the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure the matchup here. Denberger was on the, okay, they've switched it up now.
Yeah, Campbell kind of got lost there. Here's the inbound pass to Lair. Good defense by Westerkamp, forces a tough shot. And Westerkamp and LeQuate fight over the rebound. The jump ball gives it back to Oskaloosa.
We're going for the jump ball record tonight.
There's a lot of them. 4:42 to go, third quarter. Oski basketball tied at 23. Here's Schilling on the inbound.
1-2-1-1. There you go.
And they break the press.
Look out.
Van Manen. You could see she kind of felt Campbell coming, but it wasn't until the last minute she actually made a move with the basketball. She's got it right wing, does Van Manen. Lobs it in, finds Denberger. Nice move into the middle, and she makes that little bunny.
Well, if they're just going to play behind Denberger like that, you can dump it into her all day long.
Here's Campbell quickly up the floor, leaves it back for Orger. She'll drive, kick it out to Belize. Thought about three. Gets it back over to Orger. Tough pass inside to Laird, and Westerkamp. She wants to go straight up, but just instincts have her arms kind of floating over the top of the defender or the offensive player, and that's going to be a foul every time.
Yeah, Alexis, they got the ball in deep on her, and she just put her arms forward a little bit. You want that on or off?
First free throw is good from Lair. Doug's messing with the lighting over here.
We're solo up here tonight in the
got a lot of room up here.
Crow's Nest. It's kind of nice.
Second free throw no good, but LeQuate read the rebound perfectly and gets the rebound. Norwalk basketball. They trail by one. Look at Campbell slicing and dicing, but can't finish the wild lay-in. And the rebound Schilling. She's off to the races, and nice block by. I mean, that was going to be a crazy good layup if she was going to get that thing to finish, but gets a break as it is knocked out of her hands by Belize. It'll stay with Oskaloosa.
Well, she's out of control. She needs to get under control.
She's going 100 miles an hour, man. She's got it down low and traveled. Thought about trying to put it on the deck, and at the same time was trying to pass it out to Van Manen and shuffle the feet in the process. Her brain's moving 100 miles an hour as well. You can just tell she's thinking through everything she wants to do as Campbell just steps back and shoots a three and buries it. This isn't something she's too good at, but that's her second three and gives Norwalk the lead, 27-25.
And 10 points for Campbell on the night.
Here is Caitlin Smith into the front court. Doesn't want to get trapped in the corner.
No.
Knocked away by Belize, and she's got a free run. Schilling nearly got back to try to block it, but a finish by Belize, and finally she's on the scoreboard, and timeout is called. A 30-second timeout, 3:22 to go, third quarter. And you got Westerkamp battling foul trouble. She's got three. No real solid ball handler for Oskaloosa has really shown themselves here. And Norwalk, a 4-point lead. This equals their largest, 29-25. Even though Norwalk is without Miranda Hughes, we talked about this when we saw Grinnell last week without Sienna Durr. Arguably their best player, but the floor just opens up for more people to do kind of what they like to do a little bit more.
Well, Norwalk's gotten plenty of good shots. They just haven't knocked them down, but they're getting good looks. Their guards are penetrating well. Their bigs are pretty aggressive on the inside.
And they seem to have a quickness advantage at the guard position. That's the one spot that they absolutely have an advantage on the floor.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Inbound pass comes to Van Manen. Full court pressure again by Norwalk. It's been working at the moment. Here's Schilling. Gets it to Van Manen. 29-25 in favor of Norwalk. Oski basketball. Nice pass by Van Manen. Finds a cutting Denberger. In and out on the shot. The rebound comes loose. And eventually Campbell will corral it for the Warriors. 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Norwalk looking for more. Here's Belize. Leaves that shot short, but Lair gets the rebound and lays it in.
Well, Oskaloosa just getting out hustled right now.
Here is Holmberg into the front court for the Indians. They're down 6 now. This is the largest lead for Norwalk in the game. Westerkamp will check back in despite the 3 fouls. This is a bad pass by Van Manen as she lost control. Good pesky defense again. And Schilling knocks this out of bounds. Good hustle coming back down the floor after LeQuate's steal.
Foul on Schilling.
Did they call a foul there?
Yeah.
They indeed did. She went after it. I didn't see the foul call initially, but that's only her first. And she'll get a breather, probably the last one she'll get for a long time.
Well, they got to get Schilling, Westerkamp's back in the game because this thing's about ready to get away from them.
2.5 to go in this third quarter. 31-25 is our score. Norwalk with the lead. Oskaloosa in a 1-3-1 zone now. Here's Orger for three. That's off the mark. It's the top of the corner of the backboard. Van Mon in the rebound.
And that was a break for Oskaloosa because Norwalk had inside position on the rebound.
Here is Caitlin Smith. Denberger to the top of the key, makes the catch, drops it down to Westerkamp, able to corral it and lay it in.
Westerkamp and Denberger need to touch it every time if they're going to win this game.
Every time they do, something good is happening. 2 minutes to go third quarter. Norwalk 31, Oski 27. Norwalk basketball, LeQuaid outside. Let's see how long Oski stays in this press, or in this zone rather. Orger loses it, gets it back.
Well, the problem with the zone is you got to keep Shea Campbell from penetrating in the gaps.
Here is LeQuaid, gets it to Orger, and she'll drive, and there's a reach-in foul. I think we're gonna get Caitlin Smith, who just kind of swiped at it as she saw the offensive player, Orger, flying by. That's number 2 on Smith.
And Orger had a clear lane in there. There was
That's
nobody
exactly
around.
what you were talking about with Campbell.
Yeah.
And Orger's got enough quickness to get through those holes as well. Smith will exit. Strover's out there for a little more foot speed for the Indians as Campbell will just step into a three, left wing, no good. Long rebound, a good rebound by Van Monen. And then as she gets it to Holmberg, LeQuaid commits a foul. And that'll be her third.
Oskaloosa got lucky there. Half of them were playing zone and half were playing man-to-man.
And that left the left wing wide open.
Yeah, they got lucky.
As I mentioned, Campbell not a great three-point shooter, although she'll take him when she needs to. Now time just missed. Here's Denberger, middle of the paint. No good. Campbell in traffic gets the rebound.
We can get that all day long.
Here is a wild shot, but drawing the contact anyways is LeQuaid, and she'll go to the free throw line where she is 3 for 7 in pardon, that's Anna Lair. She's 2 for 2 at the line.
Well, taking a charge is a lost art. I don't know if any coaches do this anymore, but we used to have to stand there and somebody would come up and hit us in the chest and you would fall a certain way. And
everybody just challenges the shot now.
Yeah, they don't even, that could have easily been a charge.
The foul was whistled on Holmberg, her third, team's fourth, and missing both are LeQuaid. Rebound Westerkamp. That's her 6th rebound of the game, and now Oskaloosa will walk it back up. 1:10 to go third quarter, 31-27. Oski down 4 with the basketball.
Get it to her.
Strovers.
Denberger open in the post, both Westerkamp and Denberger.
And they double her as soon as she gets it, tripled her, kicks it out to Van Monen. That's just off the back of the rim, and that'll be an over-the-back foul on Denberger. You could see, though, as soon as that ball entered the post, the other post defender slid immediately over there, cut that entire lane off, and then they had a guard drop down. So when 24 caught the basketball, there were 3 purple jerseys around her as Coach Jill Martin wants to call time, and she will want to talk it over with her team. Norwalk with the lead, 31-27. We'll take a quick break and be back with more third quarter action after this on the No Coast Network.
Layton State Bank brings you Kasasa. What's Kasasa? It's an easy way to earn cash, no talent necessary. It's like a participation trophy that's actually worth something. You do everyday things, we reward you in cash each month. That's free Kasasa checking. Ask for Kasasa at Layton State Bank.
Out of the timeout, it'll be in Norwalk's basketball. They lead Oskaloosa 31-27. Marley Denberger just picked up her 2nd foul on an over-the-back call on an offensive rebound attempt. We were talking during the break, that defense for Norwalk, that could work because Oskaloosa has not found anything solid outside of Alexis Westerkamp offensively in this game, something they can rely on. And immediately after she caught the ball in the post, 2 players joined Riley Orger, who was manning her up. As soon as she touched it, there were 3 purple jerseys around her, and she had to get rid of it to an open player because she had nowhere to go with it.
Well, they're playing directly behind her, so look for them to keep doing that.
Little 3-quarter court pressure here from Oskaloosa on Norwalk. Campbell breaks it herself, gets it to LeQuaid, and she'll settle it down. Norwalk is a team that will use stalling tactics. They absolutely will slow the ball game down if they feel like it gives them a better chance to win. Campbell will release a 3 here, though, and bury it. And expands the lead to 7 all of a sudden with 27 seconds to go.
13 for Campbell on the game.
Somebody needed to step up in the stead of Miranda Hughes, who is out tonight, and she has done just that. Here's Holmberg on the drive. Tough shot off glass, no good, but she'll hustle and get her own offensive rebound. 12 seconds to go. Westerkamp makes a tough catch and is fouled by Origer. Third team foul on Norwalk this half, but sometimes you're just going to have to force it to get her the basketball.
Yeah, she made a good cut, but you're right. You got to get the ball to Westerkamp, and then if they're triple teaming her, somebody's got to make some shots.
Strover's catch and shoot from 18. That's short. Summer Smith battling for the rebound, gets it, leaves it for Westerkamp, but it was stolen by Origer.
That's 4.
And a foul on Alexis Westerkamp is her 4th, and with 5.4 seconds to go here in this third quarter, the real only offensive answer that Oskaloosa has had for this team right now has a serious foul situation. 5 seconds. Here's Campbell quickly into the front court. Gets it into Lair, who's wide open, and she hits at the buzzer. And all of a sudden, Norwalk has a 36-27 lead. We'll take a short break. Be back with the fourth quarter after this on the No Coast Network.
My dearest sweetheart, I love you more than the flowers love the sun, more than peanut butter loves jelly, more than my mom loves sappy movies. But please, please do not get me another appliance for Valentine's Day. Make it easy and visit Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa. Pick me out a willow tree figurine, a bracelet or necklace from Da Vinci Beads, the perfect American greeting card, an adorable little plush animal, and a lot of Russell Stover chocolate. Nothing will prove your love to me more than a gift from Mahaska Drug. Go now, my sweet. Go to Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa.
If your savings and investments are sitting on the bench instead of meeting your goals, call timeout to examine your investment lineup. Your game plan should include getting some investment advice from an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 20 years of experience in Oskaloosa and southern Iowa. I would like to assist you with your investment strategies. Call 673-9448 or toll free at 1-800-444-ALD.
Norwalk feeling pretty good about themselves right now. They lead at 36-27 on the road here in Oskaloosa. And Oskaloosa looking for some answers. Got outscored 15-8 that quarter, including a little run toward the end of the quarter. And Norwalk starts with possession after Anna Lair hit a buzzer beater. And all of a sudden, it's 36-27, a 9-point lead for the Warriors. And as mentioned, Coach Joe Martin not afraid to just hold on to the ball for a long time.
Okay, Oskaloosa comes out in a box and one. Schilling face guarding Shea Campbell.
Origer, she'll dribble into the paint, drops it off for Lair perfectly. They are working that zone offense like they have done it all year long, and I am confused as to why it has taken this long to work in terms of getting them in position to get wins. And that ball knocked away and eventually goes out of bounds off of Oskaloosa. And I don't know, Doug, we talked about it early. Norwalk looked completely out of sorts, but Oskaloosa, as the game wore on, could not find offensive options to complement Alexis Westerkamp, who now all of a sudden has 4 fouls. You got to be really careful about when you put her in the game. But Norwalk right now is absolutely figuring out what Oskaloosa is doing defensively. Campbell, nice crossover, gets into the paint, fouled, can't get the shot to fall. But did you see that little crossover move she just showed right there?
Yes, I liked her over Norwalk. She was one of my favorite players because of her quickness. But, you know, maybe if this is Hughes' first game out, maybe they're just getting comfortable with each other here as the game wears on.
Campbell makes her first free throw of the night. Campbell, an 83% foul shooter. And she makes both. 15 for her, averages 9 a game. Denberger. The Indians down by 13, absolutely in desperate need of some offense as the ball knocked away by Lair again. And here come the Warriors. Nice save by Belize. That ball looked destined to go out of bounds. Origer's got it, and she's going to settle it down. Coach Jill Martin's got her team playing well without their best player tonight. And there's a little head check foul as Belize went on baseline, and I think this is going to be the third foul on Marley Denberger. In Oskaloosa right now, you can tell they're pretty depleted. I don't think they were expecting this at all. Full timeout Oskaloosa. We'll take a quick break with them. 6:48 to go in regulation, and Norwalk in good shape, leading Oskaloosa 40-27 here on the No Coast Network.
When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, Bates Funeral Chapel provides a comfortable place to begin the healing process. Through tears and laughter, we merge a peaceful atmosphere with a passionate professional staff that is committed to creating a heartfelt and memorable experience. Whether traditional or unique, Bates Funeral Chapel, where service is more than just a word.
Well then, Norwalk 40, Oskaloosa 27. Doug, I know we didn't see this coming, but this Norwalk offense actually looks pretty impressive despite Miranda Hughes not being on the floor right now.
Well, they are actually right at, no, they're 4 points above their season average, and we still got
6:40 to go.
6:40 to go, so they're clicking right along. They scored 56 against us the first time, I think. And
yeah, they did.
I don't know if they'll get there, but they're not going to be too far short of that.
40-27. This is crazy. Again, you look at the numbers, less than 37 points a game. A team that's won 2 games all season. Their only win in conference play in 11 games is against Oskaloosa at home, as the front end of a 1-and-1 is no good. An offensive rebound by Westfold. She misses. Rebound Denberger. As it was Belize who missed the free throw. Into the front court, Oskaloosa needing some instant offense. Westerkamp back out there. She's playing with 4 fouls. Here's Van Manen. She'll dribble it back to the top, gets it to Schilling. Schilling wanted to get it inside, but they're going to say that she must have moved that pivot foot ever so slightly, and they get her for a travel. That's the 17th Oski turnover. They've already had more in this half than they did in the first half. And quickly they break the press, find Lair. Lair fouled by Denberger, who, again, instead of going straight up, kind of reached over the top to try to block the shot. She had a great first half defensively, but that's not a position you can just attack. You talked about taking charges, but sometimes you don't even have to take the charge. You just have to stand there, hands to the sky, and just be an obstacle for them to try to shoot over. As Lair's first foul shot on the shooting foul is no good.
And that's 4 on Denberger, 4 on Westerkamp, and Oskaloosa really looks like they are down now.
You can see the morale is not there right now for this team. Is 0 for 2, and Orger just outworks for the rebound. Gets it to Belize. She wants 3. She's been trying at it all night. Can't get this one to go, and the rebound is Schilling. 40-27. They've been trying different looks. They've shot way more threes than I was expecting them to shoot, especially without Hughes in the game. She's not a long-range threat typically, but still, they did not shoot this many threes in Norwalk the first meeting. Here's Denberger, long-range 2, switch.
A nice touch by Denberger from about 16 foot away.
We know she's got that in her game. It's just a matter of continuing to execute. That's the first 2 points of the quarter. Here's Belize. She goes baseline, hits a little runner. That's her first made basket of the night.
Nice dribble drive to the right baseline, and Belize drops it in for 2.
42-29, 5.5 to go. Oskaloosa still in trouble, and that pass kind of was intended for 2 players. Eventually they get it over to Van Manen. Van Manen lobs it in. Denberger, one dribble into the paint, over a couple defenders, can't get the roll. Loose rebound goes to Orger.
Westerkamp needs to be careful not to get a
double dribble as Orger tried to pick it up, kind of lost it into her jersey, and then put it back on the deck. And that's just the first turnover Norwalk is committed by my count in the second half.
So that
helps.
Why, and Oskaloosa's committed quite a few.
Oskaloosa's committed 9 turnovers this half. That was the first for Norwalk.
9-1, that's 8 possessions.
And as you can see why the lead is ballooned here after being only a 2-point deficit. In fact, Oski had a lead early in the third quarter. Offensive rebound, Westerkamp. Nice save to Mary Nelson, and she lays it in. Nelson in for the first time. It's a great play by Westerkamp. Oski down by 11 still, and really needing some offensive push. Nice find to Westfold, little mid-ranger. That's long, and the rebound is going to be a jump ball to Oskaloosa as Lair and Schilling
once again, Campbell penetrates and dumps it right down in.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, Doug. Why doesn't this work when you have a 5'10" player that is your best overall basketball player? It's kind of crazy how basketball works sometimes. Schilling in the right corner, gets it into Westerkamp, kicks it out to Van Manen, cross-court pass to Smith, and she'll just pull a trigger a little long. Her trigger's gotten a lot quicker, but that shot kind of rushed, and the rebound to Origer. That guard has 7 boards in the game as Campbell draws a foul. I think that's Schilling. It's either Schilling or Caitlin Smith. And it's on the deck, so it'll be a 1-on-1. That's Schilling, and for her, that's her second. Team 10th, and it's a 2-shot foul now. Also, the fouls have really gone one-sided because Oskaloosa has been trying to recover defensively. They've not been in good position typically as Campbell makes the first. So they have 10 team fouls now, only 3 for Norwalk in the second half. So we talked about the turnovers and the fouls really equal in that first half, and our score was equal. Well, now they're completely one-sided, both of them in Norwalk's direction as the second one missed, Westerkamp the rebound. They're both in Norwalk's direction, and then the scoreboard really shifts in the Warriors' way while that's going on. I don't think that's a coincidence.
Yeah, they've just been the more aggressive team on their dribble drive.
Smith, little long on the long 3, and Origer chases down her 8th rebound. And timeout, Jill Martin. She wants a 30 to talk it over and save her guard, who's become a rebounding machine, from getting trapped in the corner. I'm really impressed with the way this offense works, Doug. And basketball's weird. Even without your leading scorer, sometimes you find ways to make your offense work even cleaner because, I don't know, there's just more room to operate, I guess.
Well, with the ball in Campbell's hands, she's the main player out there right now. They seem to be able to function pretty efficiently on the offensive end. So if I'm the coach, I'm looking at where I'm playing Hughes, and I'm trying to get some space for Campbell also to do her thing.
Hughes played outside. Her and Campbell were the starting guards last year, and they were both much different players than they are now. Campbell not as shifty. She was more of a spot-up shooter. As Norwalk trying to break the press here. Here's Anna Lair. Bounces it over to Belize, and she'll drop it off for Origer. Origer's also played a nice game tonight as well. Anna Lair with 11 points and 7 rebounds has played a complete game as well. Here's Belize. Inside of 4 minutes to play in regulation. 43-31, a 12-point lead for Norwalk. That ball hits the foot of Westerkamp and stolen away.
Well, Oskaloosa had been mounting on Campbell, and that's a mismatch speed and quickness wise.
Just good passing here and a foul. It was good work from Nelson to Van Manen to Smith. Not where you figure Smith should be down on the block, but she's able to draw the foul, and she'll have 2 free throws on the night, 1 for 2 at the line. But needs to put these in if Oskie's gonna have a chance at making a big comeback here.
Well, I think Oskaloosa needs to get Denberger and Schilling back in the game because
first one's good here from Smith.
It's go time.
Yeah, I don't know how much more you can rest your laurels. Schilling will check in after this free throw. And it's no good. Rebound pulled down by Belize. A lot of rebounds for Norwalk as a team. Everybody getting into the act. They have 7 players with at least 3 boards here tonight. 43-32. Here's Campbell. Campbell into the paint, lost the handle, and Holmberg will get credit for the steal. And a lob pass all the way, tipped by Origer, and eventually into the hands of Lair.
That hurts. Chance to get it down to single digits.
Lobbed it back outside, and Norwalk will take it easy. Yeah, but I was finishing that statement. Hughes was still perimeter oriented, but she's grown a little bit, kind of lost some foot speed with that size that she gained. Plays a lot more like Alexis Westerkamp on the floor now. And it's kind of clogged the lane for the more shifty Campbell as that ball lost by Origer. Van Manen the steal. She's going to go one-on-one with Campbell. Tough shot, didn't have the angle, but Westerkamp picks it up, draws the foul and puts it in for 2, and she'll have 1 at the line to complete a 3-point play. And Oski within 9.
So Westerkamp gets the putback, her 12th point of the game, and Oskaloosa's pulled within 9. This free throw can make it 8.
Now you got to remember, though, Oskaloosa's offense has not done much. Their most points that scored in a quarter was 11. They're going to have to come up with 9 in real short order here. Free throw is good. But Oskaloosa, maybe you can say they need to heat up. 2.5 to go here. Down by 8. Oh, what a fantastic pass by Campbell. Leads Anna Lair to the basket for the lay-in.
Well, Oskaloosa taking some chances there, and they have to right now.
Got to try to generate some turnovers, but Shea Campbell is having a great game. Not only scoring the ball, but passing the ball as well. Into the corner here is Schilling, guarded by LaQuate.
Somebody cut through there. The lane is wide open.
And that high pass is stolen by Belize. Belize all the way. Contact no good. Mary Nelson gets the rebound. Gets it to Van Manen. Van Manen will hustle it up. Gets it to Westerkamp, working on Lair. Backs in, shoots over, fouled, and she scores again. I mean, it's not rocket science, but it helps when you beat everybody down the floor, because even though Campbell joined to double team, she was so late to the play, it did not affect Westerkamp at all as Lair picks up number 4.
Yeah, Westerkamp had a chance to back her down and use her strength and power the ball up. I thought we'd see a lot more of that tonight.
She's got 15 at the line for one more. On the way, it's good. 16 for Westerkamp. And Oski again will have to take some chances down 7, 45-38.
Traveled right there and got away with it.
Here's Campbell, and she's going to slalom her way forward. Gets it to Belize. And Belize over to LeQuate. Back to Belize, back to Campbell. 1:45 to go in this game. 100 seconds left in regulation.
Tall order with number 10 Campbell out there and her quickness.
She's working on Westerkamp now. I mean, and she's just been tearing Oskaloosa's defense apart with her drives in the second half. Here's Lair, got underneath, gets it out to Orger. Tries to drop it in, and poked away by Denberger, and Oskaloosa gets another steal. Here is Holmberg. She's going to drive, gets it stripped by Orger, takes it right away again, and then a hard foul in the backcourt.
And that'll be it.
For Schilling.
Oh, no.
No, that's only her third. For Schilling, that's her third. And again, this 2-shot foul. Schilling's looking at Orger just like, I'm not used to somebody on the other team working as hard as I do. I mean, Orger's been everywhere tonight, and she didn't even start this game. 6 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and now 4 steals, and she'll go to the line for 2. That's a pretty complete game for a bench player.
Yes, it is.
And a girl that averages less than 3 points a game.
Got a nice looking shot, though.
This is the free throw. Lair exits, Courtney Westfold in. Van Manen and Holmberg exit. Caitlin Smith and Mary Nelson re-enter. Oskaloosa down by 7. Needs a miss here from Orger. They get it, and Denberger gets the rebound. Westerkamp will dribble it up the floor for the Indians. They need to do something, and they need to do something quick.
They need Smith with one of them spot-up threes.
Over to Schilling. Schilling
right
will
here.
drive, gets it to her. Go back down low to Schilling, kick it out. There's the 3 right wing. That's just off the mark, and the long rebound attempted to be saved by Smith. Good effort, but her foot was on the line, and it'll go to Norwalk. Well, you drew it up, but 3-point shots are not layups.
No, they got to look, but time is ticking away here, and Oskaloosa is letting another potential win go down the drain.
Coach Kaiser wants timeout, I believe. I think he wants to get some personnel adjusted, and it's got to be a full timeout. We'll keep it here. 58.3 left, fourth quarter, 45-38, and barring a offensive miracle by a team that has not had much offense to speak of tonight at all, this is another game, as you mentioned, that Oskaloosa on paper feels like they should be able to win. They looked at this week saying we could beat Newton, we could beat Norwalk, we could beat Albia. And tonight, even without leading scorer Miranda Hughes, I don't know if that even hurt Norwalk that much against Oskaloosa. They just played the matchup really well, and Oskaloosa tried throwing some zone defense at this Norwalk team, and Shea Campbell and Riley Orger absolutely shredded it with their drives and leaving it for the bigs to finish close next to the hoop.
Well, Norwalk got better as the game went on. They got used to Shea Campbell having the ball in her hands a lot, and her penetration, and then they took advantage of Oskaloosa turnovers in the backcourt. And this is really kind of disappointing. Oskaloosa was playing decent against some really good teams, and this week has fallen back and played very poorly against some bad teams.
And you say bad, Norwalk comes in 2-16. Their only conference win was against Oski the first time. And this is, I mean, no offense to Oskaloosa in this conference, but this was your real last chance to get a conference win. Pella and Indianola, those will not be easy games to finish out the conference season. Norwalk to inbound, gets it in to Belize, a little hip check by Caitlin Smith. And they're going to try to force Norwalk, who has not been good at free throws tonight, to start making some. Belize 0 for 1 at the stripe. It's the 4th foul on Caitlin Smith, and a double bonus.
Belize and Marvelli, you think they hang out
at the Italian restaurant?
Italian restaurant.
They hook up halfway between Norwalk and Newton. First free throw is good here from Belize. Belize's taken so many shots that have just not fallen tonight. I feel bad for a girl that I guarantee the way she's been shooting threes tonight, Jill Martin, their head coach, is saying, I need you to shoot threes. You make a couple of them, you change the game. She hasn't knocked any of them down, but she's been trying.
She is a sophomore.
They have some young players that they are going to bring back that are going to be difference makers.
Campbell's a junior.
Hughes is a junior.
So Hughes, okay, so they're
not going to be too bad. Westfold and Borowski, the two bigs, are also juniors. Belize and LaQuate also will be back. You only lose Orger and Anna Lair, really. Inside, taken away there by Belize in the paint. That's her 4th steal, and she is fouled again. 20 turnovers for Oskaloosa, 12 in this half. That third quarter really killed them. That's the 4th foul now on Schilling. 47-38 with 44 seconds remaining in the ball game. I'm going to tell you what, though. If I'm playing Norwalk in a first-round Class 4A game, I am not going to take them lightly. Speed kills. Is the first free throw good from Belize?
Well, I agree with you.
When you have a girl like Campbell or a girl like Orger, even without Hughes, that creates some problems. It's 2 for 2. Belize hit 4 straight at the line to put this one on ice.
And your first-round matchups are usually pretty evenly matched because 2 teams get a bye.
Here's Nelson, a long-range 2, leaves it short. Denberger hustles for the rebound, but her foot stepped out of bounds as she was trying to corral it. .7 to go. Kinsey Cook will enter, as will Holmberg. Denberger and Westerkamp and Caitlin Smith will exit. And Norwalk to inbound.
Well, hopefully they don't foul.
Yeah, I think this one's, well, they will. And it'll be Orger this time. That'll go to the line. She's 1 for 4 tonight, and that'll be 5 on Schilling. She will be done. This is tough, and to ask your team to bounce back and have another winnable game against Albia tomorrow night here on this very gym floor. I mean,
I think that's a toss-up game now. I mean, I don't know what Albia's done, but
well, they have Hannah Isley, who happens to be a girl that can score the ball. She's not a very good shooter, but she just knows how to score it as Orger misses the first.
That Carter's sister, probably.
It is. He was pretty good at what he did, too.
Yeah, I read a little bit about him up at Northern Iowa, wrestling.
Second one good from Orger. The senior's got 7 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 steals off the bench.
I think Isley's doing a good job at UNI in wrestling his first year.
Yeah, he's the only freshman. Good wrestling program they got there. There's a 2-point shot by Marley Denberger. Coach Kaisen's going to call time. He's going to make some substitutions. 21.1 to go. 10-point game. Norwalk 50, Oskaloosa 40. Do you take solace in the fact this game was closer than it was the first time?
No. Yeah, they're playing without their best player.
Is that up for interpretation? She might have the most skills, but would you start a team with Miranda Hughes or Shea Campbell?
Shea Campbell.
See, like, there's just something about having a really quick, shifty girls basketball player that, although she's not a knockdown three-point shooter, does enough outside to where you have to respect that.
Well, and when you got a good ball handling, quick point guard like that, you can beat pressure, and that helps out too.
Absolutely. Well, Miranda Hughes, no skin off her either. As I mentioned, from last year as a sophomore where she was very perimeter oriented, she grew a couple 3 inches and added a little bit of body mass as well. She is a muscular girl. She is a good all-around athlete. Probably identifies as a softball player first, anywho, much as I believe Shea Campbell does. But Hughes is trying to develop her game now to be more of a post player because of her size. Because in basketball, that's kind of what you are. And she doesn't have the foot speed that an Orger or a Campbell has, as there's a foul in the backcourt. Oski's not going to quit playing this game.
Well, I'm not sure why. It's a 10-point game with 14 seconds.
But at the same time, are you trying to send a message to your girls saying, even if this game is out of reach on the scoreboard, we're going to play until the final whistle?
Yeah, but he's subbing in and out. He's for possessions. I don't know.
Gianna Belize, just a sophomore, misses the first. The foul was on Mary Nelson in the backcourt. A lot of adjustments, as mentioned. Oski going to put some more offensive players into the game now. If Belize misses here, they're going to have to do some quick thinking on the offensive end to try to make up a 10-point deficit in less than 20 seconds. Belize does miss the second. Denberger the rebound. Here's Van Manen, hustles into the front court. 15 seconds to go. Gets it to Denberger. She'll shoot the three. No good. Rebound to Van Manen. She'll go in, and she'll draw a foul.
Oh, man. So what we got, 8 seconds?
8.3.
Well, that clock didn't start on time. Wasn't there 10 seconds?
No, it was 19. It was 19.
Okay.
The foul is whistled on Courtney Westfold, her first. Van Manen's first free throw, no good. Part of me doesn't mind this, Doug, because you're trying to establish something here. You look at the scoreboard. This is disappointing to those players, too. They see the stats we see. They know the scouting report. They know this is a team they've beaten before. Even when they had a great player in Tori Van Velzen that was really an interior anchor for this team. And she's not there anymore, and Oski can't beat this team. 0 for 2 at the line. Westfold chases down the rebound. And I would imagine, nope, never mind. Nelson will, and a relative groan from the crowd with 4 seconds left is Nelson will get called for the foul. But I'm saying, at some level, Doug, you're trying to establish a culture here that, you know what, we're going to just work until the final buzzer. If we're not going to win on the scoreboard, we are just going to still have our pride, our dignity, and we're going to say that we played as hard as we could the entire game, even if it didn't work out for us on the scoreboard. This is Orger at the line. She misses the first.
Well, I'm okay with guarding them, maybe full court and hustling, but just reaching in, I'm not a big fan of that at this time.
Second one is good. Orger has 8. 2 seconds left. Van Manen will shoot at the buzzer and hit. Nice ovation for Van Manen as she'll make a 3, her first points of the game. And that'll do it. Norwalk comes to Oskaloosa, not a heavy underdog, but absolutely an underdog on the road. A team that has beaten them at least once every season the last 3 years without their best player, Miranda Hughes. And they play one of their best games of the season, maybe their most complete game. I think they played better than they did in that first game against Oskaloosa in Norwalk a few weeks ago. We'll take a break, have the mid-game report for you, get you set for the boys basketball game as well. This is Oskaloosa basketball here on the No Coast Network.
At Community First Credit Union, we've created a new look because we want you to take a closer look at us. See First can help you move forward with the technology you need to bank anywhere, anytime, and a team of experienced professionals dedicated to your success. Try us. Join us. Because at See First, together is better.
Dreams start early. Illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's the college visit?
You remembered. It's good.
Does it make the short list?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Knowing our clients personally is what we do.
It's okay. This is what we've been planning for.
And with over 13,000 financial advisors, we do it a lot. It's why Edward Jones is the big company that doesn't act that way.
Contact one of your local advisors today.
At Gardner Collier Jewelry, our goal has always been to provide you with the very best jewelry for your money. From plain gold wedding bands to the most exquisite diamond ring, Gardner Collier has it. Our huge selection is sure to exceed your expectations, and our service is second to none. From sterling silver fashion jewelry to the one-of-a-kind diamond fashion piece, Gardner Collier can fill your jewelry desires. For the very best value in fine jewelry, choose Gardner Collier, Quincy Place Mall, Ottumwa, and Penn Center Mall, Oskaloosa.
Everybody depends on internet these days. Cell phones, tablets, video games, streaming video, and computers all draw off the same source. Most services can't provide data fast enough to meet your needs for an affordable price. That's where MCG's Gigabit Internet provides the solution. Our all-fiber network allows near unlimited capacity and reliability, which means you can run more devices faster without losing any of the performance that you need. Mahaska Communication Group, Gigabit Fiber to the world.
Our first game is a final. The Oskaloosa girls fall short against the Norwalk Warriors in this rematch of the two teams at the bottom of the Little Hawkeye Conference. 51-43 was the final score. No disrespect to Oskaloosa, we'll talk about them in a second. Norwalk without Miranda Hughes looked like a much different team, a faster team, not a grittier team. You want your best player out on the floor, but it felt like there was more room to operate for two quick guards, Shea Campbell and a player we didn't see all that much of the first time, Riley Orator.
Yeah, Norwalk did a good job adjusting. They came out, and I made my prediction that Oskaloosa was going to win. They looked terrible. But I think as the game wore on, they got more confidence. They were like, hey, we can do this. And they just started to roll with it, and they really started to gel pretty well towards the end of the game.
Helps when you have Shea Campbell, who absolutely ran a maestro of a performance at the point guard position on both ends of the floor. And it helps that she's as quick as she is. 16 points for her, which tied the game high along with Alexis Westerkamp for Oskaloosa. Campbell also 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. A player like that is a game changer, especially when you're shorthanded.
Yeah, her quickness was the difference. The guards for Norwalk just basically being able to penetrate, and they, like we mentioned, they're great at their little bounce pass to the post when the post player defender comes over to help, and they just wore Oskaloosa out on that.
Oskaloosa, this is a tough one. This is the second game of a 3-game week. You felt that even though the season hadn't gone the way that you wanted it to, it felt like you could go 3-0 this week. On the road at Newton, a team you only lost to by 2 points the first time. A game tonight against Norwalk, a team in which you've beaten at least once each of the last 3 years, despite only having 3 wins in every regular season thus far. Since then, they've been able to find a way to beat this team one way or another. And then Albia, a team that very well could you could beat in non-conference action on Saturday, but Newton played a solid game, and Oskaloosa didn't have their best outing on Tuesday on the road. Obviously, tonight it wasn't working for them, especially offensively, and the speed of Norwalk on the offensive end definitely created some problems. And then we'll have to see how they rebound, because tomorrow, if you don't win tomorrow, there might not be a win left on the season. So until you get into regional play, in which you know you're going to be playing a winless Bondurant for our team in the first round.
But that's not a given either.
It's never going to be a given. But Westerkamp had a big game again, of course, in limited action. She was in foul trouble pretty much the whole time. Still finished 16 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Marley Denberger, 9 points, 9 rebounds, 4 blocks, all in the first half. Second half, she really wasn't that much of a factor, but we talked about it. Norwalk played it better in the second half. It felt like as the game wore on, as you said, they really felt confident, but it was good to see Denberger as active as she was in all phases of the game tonight. Yeah,
I would think tomorrow, playing a smaller school, she's going to have a big advantage. So, you know, with Westerkamp and Denberger, hopefully tomorrow they come ready to play, because as you mentioned, that might be the last one.
Obviously, Oskaloosa knows this. This is nothing new to them. They're going to go back to the drawing board and try to come out on this floor tomorrow and try to get themselves a W. But the final score on the girls' basketball game, Norwalk 51, Oskaloosa 43. And Oskaloosa now falls to 2-16 overall in the season. They are 0-12 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. For Norwalk, they're now 3-16 on the season and now 2-10 in conference play. So both teams struggling, but trying to find ways to improve, and we'll see exactly how that happens as we move forward and get prepared for regional play in a week and a half or so. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will kind of shift our gears. We'll get you ready for the boys basketball game between Norwalk and Oskaloosa. That's coming your way after this on the No Coast Network.
This has been Oskaloosa basketball on your home for the Indians. 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN and all over the world at RadioKMZN.com. Oskaloosa versus Norwalk in boys and girls basketball has been presented by Fairway Stores, Mahaska Drug, Pella Printing, Craig Ford, Musco Lighting, Bank Iowa, Dr. Tom Bowie, Mahaska Bottling Company, Oskaloosa Area Chamber and Development Group, Gardner Collier Jewelry, Lighton State Bank, William Penn University, Hawkeye Real Estate, Robert Ald Investments, Cloud Valve Company, Penn Central Mall, Bruxford's Decorating Center, Fred's Muffler Shop, TD&T Financial Group, Wendell Campbell State Farm Insurance, Oskaloosa Vision Center, and Community First Credit Union. This has been Oskaloosa taking on Norwalk in boys and girls basketball on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN and all over the world at RadioKMZN.com. This has been a production of No Coast Network.